So, welcome back once again. The next cognitive bias that we will discuss is the recency bias. What does it mean? It is the bias, which causes you to give more weightage to recent events rather than historic occurrences. Whatever has happened in the recent past, you remember that, but historically, what has happened earlier, you tend to forget it. All right. Now, this bias is very common and it may be present in most of us, in you and me. All right. It is, of course, a cognitive bias, but it originates from emotions. It may not be pre-embedded in your brain from earlier times, but it may, creep in when you are emotional. When you get emotional, this bias creeps into your mind. Now, let me explain with a non-financial example, and then we will go into the financial aspect. All right. Let us say that you have a childhood friend. Both of you are very good friends and you have grown up together. Very thick friends. You have shared the good and the bad times together. Now, one day, this friend tells you that, okay, in the evening today, we are going for a movie together. And you are excited. You come back early from office because you have to go for a movie with him, and you keep waiting for him. He does not turn up, and then you find out that he had gone for the movie with somebody else. Now, this hurts you. You start hating him. You don't even try to find out as to why he has done what he has done, but you just start hating him. You stop talking to him. You forget all the good times you have had together earlier, but just this recent event you remember. And for the next 10 days, both of you are fighting with each other, both of you, because neither you are willing to listen to him nor he is willing to listen to you. Both become like bitter enemies. Then one fine day, on the 11th day, he comes to your home with a cake to celebrate your birthday. Now, it may not even be your birthday that day, but he just comes with a cake and say, "We'll celebrate your birthday." And you forget what has happened over the past 10 days and you start enjoying the day with him. You have forgotten everything what has happened during the past 10 days until the next time when he does something which will hurt you again. Now, you see, this cognitive bias which emanates from your emotion is a good thing actually. People should be like that. At least I feel so. People must do like this only. Don't remember, unnecessary things. But sometimes in the financial matters, this bias can cause you great harm. Let us see how. For example, let us say that you have a long standing business with someone, with some company or some individual, whatever. And that person or that company does something which hurts you, and without finding the reason why that company or that person has done what they have done, you sever your business relations with that person, incurring losses for yourself also and for others also. You just discontinue your relationship with that person. Another example, let us say that you have been wanting to buy a property in a particular place from a long time, but you are not buying that property because that place is historically known for communal violence, for bad weather, for repeated floods, for electricity problems. So it is not a good place. Historically, it has not been a profitable place, and therefore you have not been purchasing the property over there. But one fine day morning, you get news that a metro station is coming in that area. And based on this recent event, recent news, you just blindly quickly purchase a property in that place, thinking that if I don't purchase it now, the prices may shoot up. And then you realize that the metro station would never come there. So the recent event, the recent news of a metro station coming has caused you to forget all the bad things about that place, earlier things. All right. Another example, let us say that a defense sector company has been doing very badly. Consistently, it has been doing badly, incurring losses year after year. Okay. And suddenly, unfortunately, India and Pakistan go on a war. And because two countries are warring, you just get, the news flash on the TV that the defense sector will perform very well. Now, this recent news about the war is in your mind. You have forgotten all the past financial data of that particular company and you start investing. You purchase a good quantity of stocks in that company. On the other hand, another similar case, let us say you are holding the stocks of a company which has been consistently doing good year after year, a historical good performance. But one fine day, you see the headlines, the company has posted a very bad result. Now, without going into the details as to why the results are bad, what has been the reason, without looking at the financial statements, you base your decision on this recent event, forget all the good financial history of that company, and you sell off your holding in that company. So you see, be cautious of this bias, the recency bias. On one hand, it can be good for your, emotional relationship, but on the financial front, it may cause you harm. The next cognitive bias that we talk about is the status quo bias. What is it? It is the attitude of letting things continue the way they are happening. More than a bias, it is a matter of attitude. People normally who come from small remote places, or people who are from very orthodox families, or maybe people who come from strong religious beliefs where changes are not permitted. Your traditions don't permit you to do any changes in your customs or whatever you are doing. Such people may normally have this bias. Some examples of this bias: let us say my mobile screen is broken, but my mobile is working fine. So I have an attitude that why should I buy a new one? It's working okay, fine, no problem. I can still read the messages. I can still dial the number. Now, if I say in Hindi, then it is something like, काम तो चल रहा है. So what is the problem? Okay. Another example, let us say my portfolio of stocks is giving me a decent return. Not very good, not very bad, but okay. So I think why should I evaluate and reshuffle my portfolio, periodically? What is the need? It is giving a return. Let it continue. Why should I waste my time in reshuffling or studying about the portfolio, studying about the companies which are there? Another example, let us say I am having a steady job in a company. All right, not a very great job. I'm not very happy, but still I'm getting my salary in time. So I get a feeling as to okay, it is working. Let me continue. Why should I enhance my qualification and look for a better job? Let me continue. What is the harm here? You see, this attitude or this status quo bias, this may hinder not only your financial progress, but it may hinder your overall progress. So be very careful about this bias, the bias. The next one that we talk about is called as the hindsight bias. In this, what happens once an event is over, then after the event is over, you start feeling that you knew how things were going to unfold. If there is a match going on between two teams, after the match is over, then you get a feeling that you knew who is going to win. Something opposite of deja vu. Now this bias also gets into our brain in the early childhood. We may not even be aware when it got into our brain. For example, let us say as a child you were trying to jump over the school fence and you wanted to escape from school, a very critical decision of your life. And you were afraid in your mind that you might get hurt if you jump the fence, or somebody may catch you and you will get some punishment. This feeling was always there in your mind. You kept on debating for some time, and then you finally jumped the wall. And as luck would have it, you got hurt, and the watchman on the other side also caught you. So now your brain starts believing that it knew it is going to happen. The brain, this feeling somehow got embedded in the chip of your brain. that it knew it is going to happen. Now you are a grown up man, you are a wise man, intelligent person, you are earning well, and now you are investing in the stock market or any other investment, you are into the financial field. Okay, you don't have good knowledge of the stock market, you are not a professional, you don't have a good knowledge, but still you are indulging in the stock market. So what you do, you are thinking of buying a particular stock without studying the fundamentals. Neither you understand the fundamentals well, nor you have got the time or inclination to do that. So what you do, you keep debating within your mind. Should I buy? Should I not? Should I buy? Should I not? And finally you decide to buy that stock. You have bought it. And next day, the stock starts going down. The moment it goes down, you get a feeling that I knew it will go down. Even if it had gone up, then you would have got a feeling that I knew it will go up. Now you see this feeling, you are not getting it from your knowledge. Your knowledge is not giving you this feeling. It is your hindsight bias which is giving you this feeling. All right. So be very careful of this hindsight bias, because this bias will prevent you from acquiring knowledge. This bias, if you have this in your mind, it will always cause you to believe that you know everything. It will prevent you from learning further. It will prevent you from taking responsibility for your actions. If things happen the way you want things to happen, then you will take the credit for it, that your brain knew it is going to happen. But if things don't happen the way you want it to happen, then you will blame others for it. You will start finding excuses. You will not take responsibility for your actions if this bias is there in your mind. All right. Now, if you are a financial advisor or a financial consultant, then you must always be aware of such people, such clients, who have this bias. Because if your client, any of your client who has got this bias, he will never thank you if the investment portfolio grows. He will think that it was because of his luck or because of his intelligence. But if the portfolio goes down, then he will always blame you that you have not selected the right stocks for me. All right, so be very careful of such clients. A few more cognitive biases we shall see in the next lesson. All right.